Question: can the police legally make you sit in the back of a police car after a vehicle stop? According to the law in England and Wales, the short answer is yes and no. And the reason why it's yes and no is because you have to look at the specific police power being used during the police vehicle stop. So let me break down into the 6 most common police powers used in a vehicle stop. And for the purposes of this post, I'm assuming the police are acting lawfully. And at the end of this post, let me offer point 7, some very general practical advice to both you and the police. 1. The police have wide powers to stop any vehicle on any public road under Section 163 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. The police don't need a specific reason to stop you as long as they are acting in the execution of their police duties. For example, for a routine driver document check, or because they suspect you're involved in an accident. Once the police constable directs you to stop your vehicle, e.g. by flashing blue lights, or by a constable in uniform standing by the roadside directing your vehicle to pull over, you are legally required to comply and stop your vehicle. Now, assuming the police are not detaining you or arresting you for another police reason mentioned later, the Section 163 power does not allow the police to force you to exit your vehicle and to make you sit in the back of a police car. 2. After stopping you, the police are likely to require you to produce your license to ascertain your name and address, and to state your date of birth, and to provide your insurance and MOT certificate under Section 164 and 165 of the Road Traffic Act. If you don't have the documents on you, the police are likely to ask you to produce them at a local police station within 7 days. Again, assuming you are not being detained or arrested for another police reason mentioned later, the Section 164 and Section 165 powers do not allow the police to force you to exit your vehicle and make you sit in the back of a police car. 3. Now, if the police suspect you're involved in a crime, then under Section 1 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, 1984 PACE, or Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, the police have the power to stop, detain, and search you and your vehicle if they have reasonable grounds to suspect you're carrying something illegal on your person or in your vehicle, like an offensive weapon or stolen property or drugs. During the process of the vehicle search, the police might ask you to sit in their police car for your safety and or for your privacy. If you don't want to, you are not legally required to do so. But remember, the police can use reasonable force to remove you from your vehicle to carry out a search if your presence is likely to obstruct the police search. And they can use Section 117 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act or Section 3 of the Criminal Law Act. The police can also arrest you if you obstruct the police in the execution of their police duty in searching your vehicle, e.g. by not exiting the vehicle, an offence under Section 89 of the Police Act 1996. However, generally the Section 1 and Section 23 search power do not allow the police to make you sit in the back of a police car. There are exceptions where a search may lead you to a police vehicle. The first is where the police want to conduct a more thorough search on you. This thorough search must be done out of public view, for example, in a police van, as per the Police Code A. To execute this power, the police can make you go into a police van using reasonable amounts of force to detain you for that more thorough search. And the second exception is where the police want to carry out an intimate search on you, involving the exposure of your intimate parts. This must be conducted at a nearby police station, as per Police Code A. Consequently, the police can make you sit in the back of a police car using reasonable amounts of force to be taken to a nearby police station, detained for that intimate search at the police station. 4. Sometimes, following a vehicle stop, the police can also conduct a roadside preliminary impairment test or tests if they suspect you are unfit to drive due to drugs or alcohol under Section 6B of the Road Traffic Act 1988. Examples of preliminary impairment tests include pupil examination, balance test, walk and turn around test, one leg stand test, and the finger to the nose test, as per the Code of Practice. These tests are typically done outside the vehicle unless conditions make it unsafe to do so, such as a severe bad weather or traffic safety concerns, making it necessary to relocate the preliminary impairment test to another nearby location or at a police station. See Code of Practice. Therefore, the police can make you sit in the back of a police car using reasonable force to take you to a nearby police station, detained to carry out those preliminary impairment tests at the local police station, however rare that may be. 5. If the police suspect you've been drinking or using drugs, they can also carry out a preliminary breath test under Section 6 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. This can be done roadside, or sometimes for practical reasons, they might request that you sit in the police car. But remember, failing to cooperate may lead the police to use the power to carry out the breath test at the local police station, as per Section 6.3 of the Road Traffic Act 1988. This means the police can make you sit in the back of a police car using reasonable force, detained to take you to the police station for that breath test. 6. The police can also carry out an arrest on you during a vehicle stop, which would lead you to be sat in the back of a police car. For example, if you fail to stop under Section 163, or you are suspected of providing false driving documents, or you failed to provide a specimen of breath, or you failed the breath test, or you obstructed the police officer in execution of their duty because you prevented them searching your vehicle. In the event of you being arrested for an offence or offences, the police can make you sit in the back of a police car using reasonable force to be driven to the police station for a police interview and or charge. 7. So, to answer the question, can the police make you sit in the back of a police car following a vehicle stop? The answer from those police powers mentioned is no, if you are not being detained or arrested, and yes, if you are being detained or arrested under the circumstances and examples outlined above. And remember, if you are being detained or arrested, the police can use reasonable amount of force to remove you from the vehicle and to make you sit in the back of a police car, and they can use common law powers, Section 117 Police and Criminal Evidence Act powers, and Section 3 Criminal Law Act powers to give the police the power to use force for a legitimate purpose when necessary, using reasonable and proportionate amount of force, and that is justified by the facts of the police encounter and vehicle stop. So here are some very general practical pieces of advice. 1. Showing respect on both sides goes a long way to making the police encounter smooth and to prevent it turning ugly. 2. Communication is vital. Again, both sides must listen and not show aggression, including passive aggression. And 3. Knowing the law and the police power in any police encounter, if any is at play, is also key to a smooth police encounter. So to find out, ask the police the magic questions. Officer, am I free to leave? And also, officer, am I being detained? Officer, am I being arrested? Officer, what law are you using to detain me? And officer, what law are you using to arrest me? I hope you found this post useful. Thank you for watching. Feel free to comment and don't forget to follow and subscribe for more.